Director of Cordia East Africa. He carries out research on the coastline of East Africa. Thank you so much for joining us, David. How important is this of an issue for Africa, the sustainable blue economy?
Oh, well, it's a very important issue. I think population in Africa is growing, and most fertile areas have already been settled in some way or another and producing food and crops for people. And the ocean is the new frontier. So a lot of countries in the African Union are looking towards the ocean for the next few decades of development and income to come from the ocean.
And we know that a lot of the ways in which we currently use our ocean resources are not necessarily sustainable. So what will happen if those practices aren't changed and we continue to use the ocean resources and lake resources the way we're using them now?
Well, they're definitely not sustainable. The way we have done it has led to the crises that we're beginning to face now. And climate change is really just one of the symptoms of that and the most dramatic sign of it. But it's true in the pollution that we see in lakes and rivers and the ocean as well. So we really need to transform the economic practices and how we extract resources and use them and recycle to avoid doing more damage.
And it sounds like there's a lot of work to do in that area. So how exactly is this conference going to produce tangible results in that direction?
Well, the conference is really based on countries and major organizations and corporations and groups of people coming together and making commitments and making joint statements about what they will do, building on the Oceans Conference last year in New York. And so it's really a major process under the United Nations and across all countries of the planet to really join together and make a difference and make commitments together to move forward.
And there are seemingly some competing priorities here because many African countries, one of their biggest priorities is providing jobs, is providing incomes. But there's also this question of conservation and sustainability. How do countries find that balance?
Well, we need to end the thinking that these are two things in opposition to each other, because really at the stage that we're at now in terms of global population and economic development, they have to go together. You can't keep growing forever and ever without having impacts beyond the scale of the planet. So we really need to transform the way we use resources and the economic practices and what we value to make that possible.
All right, Dr. David Obura in Nairobi, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.